Okay, hello everyone. What is up? Rex here. And not Rex, freaking Rexinator. That's who's here. Anyways, so today I'm going to be doing a little voiceover over my Resistance series and basically going to be explaining to you what's been going on recently in the series and where I'm aiming to go after this. So, yeah, how about we dive into that? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, well, let's go ahead and dive right into the storyline, shall we? So, let's begin. So, essentially, what's been happening? So, there was a virus that broke out throughout this planet. I'm still thinking of the name, but basically, it's just some random planet. It's a lot like Earth, I guess. And so, I know, very original, right? So, what happens is this outbreak gets out of hand, and this legion's sent to go and deal with it. And so they're out here, they're fighting like crazy, trying to survive this endless wave of death that keeps coming at them. And they got pushed back a lot. Most of their men were dead. And this was originally a rebel planet. So that's why you see rebels there. And so they were prisoners of war. But then what they had to do was basically set them free and give them a gun, because what happened was just all their men are dead and they need more reinforcements, so they'll take whoever they can get. So that's basically what they're doing. And so this is more between episodes 3 and 4, because they're still converting to the new phase 4 armor, I think. Yeah, so they don't have the stormtrooper armor yet. Some of them do, not all of them do. It's not a standard issue yet. So basically the outbreak takes place, and I'm thinking about doing a storyline on how it all happened, but basically, just give you an idea of what happened. It was a kind of imperial project, and the virus was placed on the planet, and then the clones were kind of a means of to see how effective the virus was. So they sent these imperial troopers out there because the Republic's dead now and everything. And basically, yeah, the clones weren't good enough to take them out, because these guys are like some of the best. They sent like 8 commanders to go and lead these guys, but now only like 5 commanders are left. So Commander Bruce, Commander Red, Commander Razors, that's the blue guy, and Commander Gray. And yeah, so I think, yeah, 4 of them. All right, so then the others got killed. So, there were many commanders, and the Jedi aren't with them anymore, and Darth Vader was aware that this was an entire underground project, so he knew that they weren't supposed to survive. So he doesn't go with them to help him out. So these guys are just doing their best, and now these guys are the only ones left. So they had a battalion, several legions of clones, but now these are the only guys left. And I try to make it comedic, make it for kids and stuff, but I try to keep it action-packed. I know some of the more recent videos have not been the best. And so to explain a few things, so let's go back a bit. So you might have noticed that Arf lost his hand earlier, and what happened about that. Now, that wasn't originally part of the plan, but his hand fell off while I was shooting the video, so I just decided to just go with that. And essentially, you might be wondering what this Sith Lord is. Well, if you've seen the videos, basically this is a Sith assassin, because the Empire, once the Emperor and Darth Vader pretty much took over the galaxy, they started allowing Inquisitors. So that's basically what this guy is. He's one of the Inquisitors, and he gets sent to go and deal with the survivors on the planet, because Commander Bruce and Commander Red contacted Vader and told him that they needed reinforcements and a ship and come and pick him up. And basically that wasn't part of the plan, because no one was supposed to survive that. They were just trying to see how effective it was, and pretty much wiped out their whole army that they sent there. So, which means the virus works, and the virus is contained on the planet. So I'm going to do a story arc where they blow up the planet with the Death Star. They test it out and stuff. So that was actually originally the first planet they tested it on, not older on, but just kind of expanding the universe. Disney kind of got rid of the expanding universe, so you know what, I guess I can really do whatever I want. Make my own canon, because I'm not a fan of Star Wars movies anymore, because they're not Star Wars movies, man. It's just Disney doing whatever they can to take people's money and stuff. It's, what, fine. Who's the real criminal, Disney or the people that are idiotic enough to go and watch their stuff? But whatever, man. I haven't even seen Rogue One yet, man. I'm not even gonna see it. But basically, so these guys are pretty much stranded out, and what happens is they go out and they're at a campfire and they're having this conversation that I know it's the video isn't really lining up the footage and everything, but yeah, just gotta keep moving. So this is more like your entertainment, so you guys can see things going on while I'm talking over. So basically, they're at the campfire and they're staying put because it's dangerous to crawl out at night. More difficult to see in things. So Bruce goes looking for help and he finds this ship, and it looks like an Imperial ship, and the Imperial ship's called the Ravager, which is what I named episode 4, was it? Yeah. And what happens is, so they board the Ravager. Now, what that ship was doing there, that will be explained in the Halloween special that I'm planning on doing soon. So that's going to be coming out in October of 2017. So it's going to be pretty cool. And it's going to be awesome. So yeah, guys, don't worry. I'm still making stop motion videos. They just take a long time. I'm, busy with school. I'm busy with work. And, what the hell? I think that was my phone. And, just still live with my parents and stuff. I mean, I'm only 17, but just, I got to do things for them too. And it's just, it's fine. It's just, I want to do things, but then they got things that I need to do for them. So it's just like, and summer's coming, so I gotta mow the lawn and stuff, and it's alright. It's just, that time is time lost for this, I can't dedicate myself to these kinds of things, and it really bums me out. But so Bruce finds the ship, and he knew the commander that was on that ship, and so yeah, you saw the Earth rotating, yeah, so you see what things are like without the special effects. But yeah, anyway, so they go and so he borrows the truck, so he goes after them and he drives back as soon as he can to go pick him up, and he sees Arf battling the Sith assassins. So Arf is a really strong guy, and yeah, he's like Bruce's right hand man, and essentially he's got anger issues, but he's a good soldier. It's just he's pretty much just he's hard to control in a sense, but he's a good soldier, and just like all of them are, they're good and loyal. And these guys are like from the same Legion and everything. A lot of them were in the same units, and they've been fighting ever since the Clone Wars, so they've made it out here this far. And they're really tight brothers. Like, all of them are biologically related, but these guys are like brothers, they all know each other. And so Bruce is on his way, he sees the Sith Lord and runs him over with the bus, so I thought that was a pretty cool scene to shoot. And that was back then when I was still working on stop motion stuff. And I'm getting much better, I feel, and that's awesome. And so basically you see him pop out of the truck, right, and he loads them all onto the truck. And so he also puts in the Sith Inquisitor in the ship, or in the truck, which now you see him pop out. And so Bruce goes back to okay, well, I'll get back to that in a bit. So they go out, and now they got to the Ravager, and he got all his men inside the ship, so now they're all in the medical center and stuff, and Arf lost one hand, and then the other arm got cut off by the Sith Lord right before the bus hit him, so he was about to kill Arf, but instead of slicing his neck, he sliced his arm off. So then what happens is they both got infected, so he gets him amputated, and he gets mechanical arms now. So that's going to be really cool for the following episodes, because you'll see what he'll do with them. So later after that, Arf wakes up, and everyone else is, still in the medical room and stuff, and Bruce shows him around, and Arf is confused, and he's ticked off because he doesn't know what's really going on, and he's worried, and he doesn't know where he is. And Commander pretty much whoops his butt and tells him to calm down. And then that one clone that was like, you just got owned in episode 4, that's Hardhead. And he's going to be Arf and him. I'm planning on making them like friends and stuff, because they're both really tough guys, but they're just kind of both douchebags, and, like attracts like. So, yeah, they're going to get along. It's just for now, they don't know each other, but they will. And they're going to have to work together in future episodes, as you'll see why. And so basically, Arf goes and attacks him, and then he gets stunned by Hardhead. And later, Bruce and Shadow are talking about basically leaving the Empire, because essentially what's happening is they know the Empire's corrupt, and they're tired of all of this craziness. They got pretty much sent there, and they requested help, but instead a Sith Lord comes, and they're not aware, but Bruce is starting to become suspicious. And so the thing about these clones is that they've got the chips in them, but they've kind of developed a subconscious to resist them. And that's kind of a principle that the kind of like Rex and Wolf basically developed. They grew such a strong connection with their friends and everything that they just found a way to resist the technology that the Kaminoans planted inside of them. So these guys are pretty much going rogue, but they don't know it yet. And so what happens is now, let's see, where am I? So everyone's pretty much healed up, and Razor and Gray go to the cafeteria or the mess hall to go and eat. And so they're hanging out there, and then Gunner and what's the other guy, the pilot? I forget these names, but yeah, I'll get to them. It's just I got like so many characters I'm working on. So anyway, they go and they're eating, and then the lights go out, and they're wondering why, and that's because they're powering the Ravager up. And sometimes lights go off because it's such a powerful power surge, and they go up into space and they leave the planet behind. And basically the Emerald Cove, he's the guy with the brown hair and the gray suit. And what happens is they go there, and they're up in space, and now that follows up the next episode. And what happens is they're out there, and they're going away from Coruscant, where the Empire is now the Imperial capital, and they were told to return back to Coruscant, and Shadow's going completely the other way. And Commander Cove, or Admiral Cove, is much more loyal to Darth Vader because he knows his loyalty is to the Emperor, but the clones are starting to resist that because he's not a clone. He's an ordinary human, right? And so basically he got brainwashed and everything, just believing that the Empire is all good and everything. So what happens is he pretty much takes over the ship. He locks down the door, and he shuts down all doors so that the clones can't get out. And since Bruce and Shadow were the only ones in the hallway, they go out and they go to the bridge. And basically Commander Cove shot both the pilots, and he's basically found the ship back to Coruscant. And so Shadow uses the lightsaber and breaks in because they don't know what's going on. So the door's locked, so they just assume that was accidental. And the door can only be locked from the inside and cannot be opened from the outside. So yeah, that's also the problem. So what happens is they go out and they open the door, and then Shadow falls in first. And then Commander Admiral Cove is like, we've been expecting you, and it's like your execution and everything. He's basically telling him for too long, you've been disobedient of Darth Vader, and he hasn't really done anything, but he was pretty much put there to make sure Shadow was doing what he was supposed to be. And so this was pretty much the last straw. So now he pretty much commits mutiny and takes over the ship, and then he's about to shoot Shadow in the head. And then not Arf, that'd be cool, but Bruce comes in with his pistol and shoots Cove in the chest. And yeah, so that's pretty much that. So then it's the following day. You see the two bomber troopers bringing out the dead bodies out, and you see one of them dragging Cove's corpse out there. So then what happens is, they pretty much take over, and they're gonna have a meeting telling them that what happened and that they're planning on going rogue. And then after that, so they give this speech that's more of a deleted scene, but basically Bruce and Shadow give I'm gonna go ahead and review that or show that happening in a later video, but basically Bruce gives a speech telling him that it was his fault that Cove is dead, but he's responsible for his death. He shot him, but in self-defense. But before he could explain that, cafeteria battle breaks out, and meanwhile, while that's happening, we're in the medical room, and Arf's like tied up and everything, and Blue and Blue and Bruce are heading because Bruce is gathering everyone, telling them to go there. And so Shadow and Blue. No, Doc, he's the medical trooper, and he's basically telling them that they've got to go, and they've got a meeting to attend to. And so Bruce gets there first, and he tells them break the news, and then everyone gets ticked off and start fighting each other. Then Doc got in the mess, and then as soon as Blue walks in, he's Snipe's best friend, pretty much, besides Arf. And he saw him sitting by his bedside and everything, waiting until he would wake up. And so he goes there, and he sees them fighting and everything. So then the alarm sounds off, and that's because they're going near like a vortex kind of thing, like a black hole. And so the alarm goes off, and that's like a security breach kind of thing. So then they go into the hangar bay where the breach was there, And I don't have the software to make like deflector shields and stuff yet, so I couldn't show like a hangar bay, which kind of sucks. But maybe if I reboot the series, make it better and stuff. But we'll see about that. Yeah, it's a long time from here. So basically what happens after that is, so they go on, and what happens later, they go there and they find just this crazy ship that they've never seen before. And basically it has an astronaut, so I'm going to make kind of like a backstory where this astronaut was like doing like this experiment. Because like Earth is like at a futuristic point where like they can fly in space and everything, and they go by a black hole. This guy goes by a black hole and he goes flying into the black hole, right? And he teleports and goes into the ship, I guess. It's going to be a crazy kind of storyline kind of thing, but I'm brainstorming for now. And so basically his purpose is just because he's going to be showing him like Christmas and Halloween and things like that, just to get some more holidays and things like that. It's kind of more like for fun, recreation and things, just to get more videos out. And I'm trying to keep the seriousness of the video and everything. So yeah, pretty much just ran out of time to keep explaining things. So just gonna go back to part here or there. So just going back so I have more time to explain these things to you. And so essentially what happens is, now that they're doing that, let's see, so they find him, they bring him to the medical room, and that pretty much just broke up the fight because their attention was brought up from something else. And so after I gotta go back to the topic. So when Bruce gets the assassin out of the back of the truck, so they lock him up in the prison cell, and Shadow asks Bruce for his lightsabers, and he gave him one even though he had two, so he kept the other. And you'll see why he did that. It's not that he doesn't trust Shadow and he doesn't want Shadow to feel like he can't trust Bruce, but it's just, those things can come in handy. So he gives Shadow one, Bruce still has the other. And you see one of the clones walking around with the lightsaber. It's what's his name again? It's like he's got the black armor on, he's got the phone and everything. I don't know, I gotta come up with his name again. I think it's Phil. Yeah, Phil tells a joke because I made that one short about him. So anyway, he goes, and basically I'm going to make a video where Shadow dropped the lightsaber, and he picked it up, and so he keeps it, so now he's got a lightsaber and the phone. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And okay, so now that we have that established, now basically I'm going to make a following video where you might have seen the footage. So basically the astronaut is now, he's going to be welcomed, and they're going to, Bruce and all the other clones are going to introduce themselves and show that they're human and like he has nothing to fear. So I'm just going to make up some joke like he thinks he's in a mental hospital or something. He just went completely ludicrous. And so yeah, that's good. Just pretty much explain that. So then after that, there's pretty much nothing much. You saw Arf and Snipes trying to get away, so they passed out again. So Arf is basically paralyzed. He needs to just get his joints moving again because he's been laying in a bed like horizontally for so long. Was it vertical or horizontal? I don't know. It's vertical or horizontal, yeah. And so basically, the way you normally sleep, it's just his balance, his blood things. It's not leveled. It's this scientific thing. I forget what it's called, but like, yeah. Anyway, so basically after that, that's pretty much it. Everyone's up and everyone's living on the Ravager pretty much, and they just gotta learn to get along. And basically I'm going to be making shorts from there, just planning on doing painting duty, like as a punishment for shooting Arf with the stun gun, Hardhead, and let's see, what's his name? Not Gus, but what's his face? I think Keith, yeah. So Keith is the one stormtrooper with the, he's the snow trooper with like the two red symbols on his helmet, and then Shiny is the normal clone guy, and then Hardhead, Hardhead. I already brought him up. So Ben after that, So then after that, that's gonna be one of the shorts, and then another one's gonna be the new guy, pretty much just getting a new armor. So his name is, I think we call him Nicholas or something. Anyway, so Nicolas Cage now. Anyway, so they get him armor, and that's gonna be a fun short as well. And then another one, basically. After that, I think there's one other, and then after that, I'm just going to do the Halloween special, so it's all going to lead up to that, and then that's when they have to work together. because you're gonna see what's gonna happen. It's gonna be crazy. So you're gonna see why and how those viruses or how those creatures got on the planet. So basically, just giving you an idea, there's a reason why, or just a hint. There's a reason why Shadow and the Ravager were on that planet. Conveniently, and as well as why the virus was there. So, just give you a clue. Basically, not to spoil it or much of anything, but they're the reason why the virus is on the planet. So, I'm not going to say any more than that, but basically, let's jump forward a bit and let's go ahead to the part where, toward the ending. So, let's see. So, yeah, they're in the cafeteria, and Arf and Snipes are introduced to Firewall and Mech. Mech is the guy with the goggles, and Firewall's the red guy. He's the technician. And so Bruce and Shadow having a conversation to go ahead and give Snipes and Arf a tour. And Bruce says he doesn't know the base very well, so then instead he gets Rico to give him a tour, and that explains why Rico gives a tour, and that's how that leads on to there. And then the other one is so then Firewall makes an update that shows my new camera quality because I got a new camera. So then after that, that's pretty much it. So yeah, pretty much other than that, I mean, I got the outro that I was working on. It was going to be a trailer kind of thing, an intro. It's so it shows the new guy in his new armor. So my friend got me a birthday present, right? And it was like one of those sets that came with that clone armor. So I'm going to be using that. And I'm going to be using him to... basically, in the stop motion video, but the problem was when I was shooting the thing, it wasn't a low quality lens, so then the screen wasn't widescreen, so then that bothered me. So for now on, my shot's gonna be widescreen because I figured out how to do that. It was just a stupid little setting on the knob that I had to set. It was a new camera, so I didn't know how to work it, but god dang it. Anyways, so that's gonna be that. So I might just reshoot it again because it's not too difficult, and I really like that intro. Because tell me if you think I should change my intro into a stop motion kind of thing just to mix it up. I know I don't have those many viewers as I used to, and it kind of bothers me, but you know what? Whatever. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. So yeah, it was just kind of a funny shot. So that's pretty much it. A lot of projects coming out, and after the Halloween special, I'm planning on doing a Christmas special, but we'll see how things go. It's just because I was gonna do a Christmas special last year, but yeah, things happen. So anyway, that'll be that. And yeah, so a lot more coming. Hope you have a better understanding of the story now. And basically, I'm just gonna be telling this like the resistance, the story so far, or something like that, because that's really what it is. Essentially, it's just, I gotta stop using that word, man. Basically, it's just a bunch of guys who were sent to go do a mission. It was a suicidal mission, and they did their best, but they got to get out of there. They hop on a ship, they go out to space, and yeah, that's it. They're laying low. Simple as that. Went on our planet, started shooting, didn't go so well, got off the planet. Now we're hanging out, Simple as that. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you so much for watching. I'm Rexinator, and I'll catch you all next time. Whooooaaa! Booyah!